virtual farmers, thanks for clicking and welcome to a guide on the farming features in the game of SunnySide. If you're looking for a more comprehensive guide on all of the SunnySide features, I linked one up in the corner that goes through the very basics of all the mechanics, but this video is more specific since there's so much in this title that revolves around farming and gardening. SunnySide boasts 127 different types of crops to harvest that can be sold or used in a number of cooking or food crafting projects found in the game. An overall list is available in the Plant Daddy app on your character's phone. When first starting the game at Novice Farming, it will only show you the plants available in that level, revealing more as you increase your farming level in the game. There are 5 levels. Novice is 0 to 6, Beginner 6 to 12, Intermediate 12 to 18, Advanced 18 to 24, and Master, which is 24 plus. These levels come with a mix of flowers, herbs, vegetable plants, along with the fruit and nut-bearing trees. As you plant, harvest, and water, your farming experience points will increase. Each page of this digital guide includes an important table of information which has the seasons the seeds are available to buy from SunnySeed, which seasons the plant will grow or die out, and the seasons in which it will yield a harvest. It includes what size of plot you will need to dig in order to accommodate the plant. It also has information like how many days it takes for the plant to grow for its harvest, its fertilizer consumption rate, approximately how many seeds that you can expect from each pack purchased, and the type of plant from annual to perennial. Its lifespan, basically. Whether or not you can expect it to persist permanently, die during a specific season, or if it's a single cycle harvest. Most trees will persist throughout the year and only bear fruit during the appropriate season. Notably, the coffee trees will not survive the colder seasons and will have to be repurchased again for growth. I've also heard some reports on Discord that tricky raccoons can steal coffee trees, so be sure to keep them behind a fence. There are 3 crop sizes which you can create using the digging fork tool, small, large, and patty size, which is adjustable by equipping the tool and hitting the R key to cycle through the sizes. This same tool can also replow soil to return it to normal by holding down the control key. You can use this same mechanism to plow up perennials that you want to replace with new different varieties of plants. You will be able to plant small crop varieties in the larger plots, but not the other way around. Some crops, such as wheat, rice, and corn, for example, require having your Nada tool on hand for harvesting. It's a good idea to keep one already provided in the cardboard box from the beginning of the game, but if you've deleted it, you can get another one from commissioning blacksmith Ishikawa. Plants in SunnySide have a watering requirement of at least once every 3 days according to developers. The hose can get a little wonky to use. For more exact targeting, use the right-click button to aim more accurately at specific crop plots. There's also a grace period on harvesting plants, but leave harvestables on the plants for too long and they'll turn into organic matter, which can be used in your compost bins. I recommend having a cat or dog around your plots in hopes that it will chase off the crop-stealing raccoons, but the only surefire way to make sure that these little thieves don't get to your plants is by fencing everything off. The smaller barriers are cute decoration, but I found that they're ineffective at fully stopping the theft. If you really don't want to deal with it, the lovely Discord helper White Noise has made a mod called Raccoon No Steal that's available on Nexus Mods. The simple install instructions are listed in the description, and I'm not even going to deny for a second that I've got this mod installed and I'm loving it. Digging, planting seeds, and watering are all pretty simple tasks to get figured out, but let me just mention that there are some automation options included by way of irrigation and electric water pumps that need to be powered by solar panels or wind turbines. These inventions unlock through the building and crafting skill tree. In the beginning, you'll be burning up energy by pumping the water by hard labor, but your first invention is the pump. I recommend getting solar panels simultaneously to keep it powered. When you get the step of irrigation, you might want to consider multiple holding water tanks to accommodate the larger farms. The blueprints for these can be purchased from Philip. The initial level 16 building skill irrigation is a manual switch valve, while at level 20 we get an automatic irrigation version that can be activated by using the utilities app on your in-game phone. Once you have the first skill, you can start laying out hoses throughout your farms and gardens to lessen the load that you'll have to do daily to keep plants alive. To install irrigation, open your phone and select the building drone. Find the irrigation under the infrastructure section. When you initially click down to build, that's where the switch handle will be placed, and the hoses will run out from there. For small plants, one hose can cover 2 nearby plots. It's worked for some, but I haven't had the best of luck with it, so in my little tutorial here, you'll see me running the hoses through the center of all plots, even the small ones. For the large crop plots and paddies, the hose must be run through the center to activate irrigation. When building, we can use the F key to create bends in the hose, keeping the line going through multiple rows and across pathways. Covering as many plots as you can reduces the amount of handles that you'll have to run around turning each day to cover all the plots. It's useful unless you're frequently rotating between different crop sections. At the same time, it reduces the water tank all at once. So in order to successfully water all the irrigated plots, you must have enough stored water to do so. Irrigation pipes can also be run underneath the assorted planters and most pots, and it will work in the same way that it does for plots, so that you're not stuck manually watering each planter by way of handheld water bucket. One more feature of farming that you'll stumble on through the quest line is Fertilizer, which is introduced after you've helped out with the bee research. You'll get a quest to meet at Ladybug Delight and be given the blueprints for the simple and complex composting bins, along with the tool to equip and disperse it. After construction, to use these, simply equip assorted items in your action bar and hit the E key to toss it in. Some things that you can use are organic matter left over from crop harvest, grass, leftover husks from eating chestnuts, flexible bamboo, and animal waste. You can also purchase fertilizers from Ladybug for high yields, while Ryozo stocks the fast-growing fertilizer at the university shop. The simple bin will take several days, while the complex bin has multiple compartments that you can sort each day and is much quicker at production. Much like the visible icon meter that pops up for watering plants, there's also an icon marker to give us an indication to the fertilizer levels on each crop plot. As you use the broadcaster tool to spread the compost, it will light up this little bag graphic hovering above the plot. Like with watering, if you're trying to aim for specific plots, use the right-click aim function to get more precise with targeting. With a recent update, developers added some informational tags to each plant that's currently growing, including the name of the plant and the number for the stage at which the plant is grown. The bar across the bottom gives an estimate of how long until harvest, while the water and bag icons indicate the levels of water and fertilizer saturation. It's worthwhile checking out the skill tree every so often. Many of these skill advances are not only useful, but lucrative in increasing the yield from crops, and even speeding up the time it takes for plants to mature. It doesn't hurt to browse over it and see what crops that you'll need in order to advance at what levels, as there are some seasonal restrictions on buying seeds and growing. SunnySide offers a wide variety of planters and clay pots in assorted styles which can be placed using the drone building mode, and the material planters themselves, which are purchased from the garden store when not made out of raw materials that you gather from around town. But these aren't the only important craftables available to us. There are also additional hose reels and the different sized greenhouses. Small and large style, very basic greenhouses along with the one that you'll obtain through the last crafting blueprint category in the skill tree, which is more of a cabin style house. These act as a buffer to the seasons so plants can grow out of season. You can either plant direct into the ground by digging like you normally would the plots, or fill the greenhouses with planters that can be easily picked up and moved around using the drone mode. And while fences are functionally essential for keeping raccoons at bay, there are plenty of other options in the building interface to make your farm into a unique garden atmosphere. Small garden barriers can line crops, Pathways in a wide mix of materials can be placed everywhere, and there's even a grid feature in the drone to keep it all straight. Literally. In a recent patch, building elements got an upgrade to better shape the landscaping and can be more easily curved using the F key to cut out a winding path. They didn't leave out the gnomes either. There's plenty of decorations and lanterns to make your farms look like a little paradise. Depending on the game mode you selected, Cozy or RPG, you will gain XP at different rates. With even small farms, it's not difficult to max out your points within the first year on Cozy, which allows access to all the assorted crops from novice to master level. The sticks that are easily gatherable can work as a fence to protect the goods until you create a plan for a larger farm. It gets much easier by the time you reach proficiency in building for irrigation, as you no longer will be restricted by the length of the hose. Your irrigation will magically reach anywhere on your farm that you can build. It will definitely come in handy by the time that you unlock the subsequent farms scattered across the map. You can run a booming farm empire if you have the time to keep up. I plan on turning my second farm into an orchard for special honey production. In this game, you don't just have the standard honey. You can place your apiary strategically near plants that will produce assorted honey varieties like sage, apple blossom, mandarin blossom, and sunflower. Trees require a little less upkeep than the regular crops as well, so that will be a casual farm stop that can be overlooked every few days with the help of automatic irrigation. Bees can travel a considerable distance, especially after acquiring the skill to increase their flight paths. So if you're trying to get a specific honey, it's a good idea to space the apiaries very near the trees or plants for the desired outcome. Some players have made spreadsheets and entire strategies behind farming, but the seasonal guide to plants isn't too tough to follow, and you don't have to overwhelm yourself with massive crops right away. It's not a half bad idea to check out the skill tree early on, and see what you'll need to grow in order to unlock all the bonuses from seeing crop status to increasing yields on harvesting. You'll find that you have plenty of stock to sell at the farmer's market or process through cooking and food crafting. I'll be doing some guides on those as well, so check out the SunnySide playlist on my channel for further information on what you can do with all these crops. Take care, y'all, and bye-bye!